Hello guys, Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. It's been a while since we talk about anything AH, and here we go again. And unfortunately it doesn't seem to be good either. So there's been a test screening of Aquaman 2, and we already have some reactions, and those reactions, they don't seem to be very good. So as you can see right here, Amber Heard still has 20 minutes of screen time after the latest Aquaman test screening, which is pretty a lot actually, probably on a movie of a couple hours. And hearing great things, and it's my second most hyped movie of this year, of course, behind the Flash. I suppose this is before the screening, because here we have a different tune. I'll be honest, says this user, we have half a dozen test screenings in, and it's not looking great. I've consistently heard over the last half year or so that it's boring, not as good as the first, and potentially one of the worst DCU movies. Big screen leaks corroborated. It brings me no joy to back him up and tell you that the screenings for this film have not been good. Really hoping one fixes this movie before December. Also, if I remember correctly, the date it's been moved to December of this movie. Here we go, another one say, I heard that something that almost never happened in test screenings happened with this movie. They're really going to need to fix this one and fix it fast. This is one of the bad things about being a scooper. I don't want to ask some movies, but at a certain point, when people know there have been a lot of test screenings, our silence becomes pretty telling. I like one. I know he's had a rough time on this one. I hope it works out. So again, probably the decision of keeping Mara for this long into the movie, it's not benefiting the franchise. And there is also the fact that I don't know if it's moving forward in this Aquaman. I was reading that they want to go with a different villain or with a different character for Jason Momoa. And in a way I also feel bad for him, because people went to see this movie because of him. You know, he's very likable, and even though the first one that passed 1 billion, it wasn't exactly a great movie, but it was entertaining, you know, enough, and Jason Momoa was very likable in the movie. So I think that some people will go to watch this for the same effect, but I also don't think that we'll get to 1 billion. I mean, there's gonna be the effect of people curious about this 20 minutes Mara role, just for the sake of, you know, seeing why they kept her. But I don't think there's gonna be that much that is gonna be a financial success. There is also rumors of the movie basically being over budget and already plus 200 million. There is also the fact that this DC universe is done, so James Gunn is starting basically a reboot of everything, and Jason Momoa probably is going to star in a different capacity. But I assume, I don't know this, but I assume they will also focus more on the, you know, the biggest characters, which is of course Superman and Batman. But yeah, so I have the feeling that this movie is gonna do bad, and I'm sorry for Jason Momoa, because he doesn't deserve it. You know, he doesn't deserve this. He has done nothing to deserve it. It just happens that this other person that people don't like very much is still in the movie, which doesn't help the likability. And also that the whole freaking universe, it's being scrapped. So obviously this Snyder Cut or the Snyderverse or whatever has no future, and this version of this character in this iteration doesn't seem to have any future ahead. We also seen that the movie with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, even though The Rock is super famous, didn't do as good as they were hoping. Actually, not nearly as good as they were hoping. So, yeah, what do you think, guys? Are you gonna watch this? Are you gonna pay money to go watch this or not? I'm curious to hear your comments. But then again, you know, regardless of the 20 minutes she's in, if the movie is bad, is bad. But now I'm curious to see it. But I don't think I'll pay. Okay? Alright, guys. See you later in the next update. Ciao.